So recently I was browsing TikTok and this video on my FYP basically telling me without my consent that this family vlogger that I kind of follow broke up, and I wasn't really surprised. It was pretty sad actually being confirmed that my guess was right, because I could see like there was a disconnect between the main driver of the vlog and the person who kind of just tagged along with it. And I think they were living two different lives. And I feel like, and one of them was Asian. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm pretty sure you can because they're pretty big. And I was like thinking, oh, last year they went to a lot of places, did a lot of tour, and I felt like, oh, a lot of people were putting them on a pedestal a lot. And I notice if you're being put on a pedestal, usually people will definitely do the opposite as soon as there is a hint of weakness. And as soon as people found out that they have broken up, like, oh my god, the so many videos about it, like straight away. It's like some of them were vilifying one person and basically blaming all of it to this one person in the relationship. And I was like, oh my god, the toxicity is out. It's so dangerous. There are also like other vloggers that I do watch sometimes, and there was this one couple that the girl was so being targeted at. It's like they just picked on this girl so viciously. And I've seen so many videos also about her being talked to as if that, she's not a person. And it was really scary. I do find people can be very scary, especially women. It's like you're having a social media clique basically. It's like in real life, and they don't like you and be jealous of you, and they just attack you in groups and basically smear your names and pull you down, and it's just like, oh my god. Anyway, if you guys are new here, my name is Valerie. I'm a solopreneur, and I do bits and pieces here on the internet, meaning like I sell stuff. You can Google me with my keyword Valerie and check out my work on the internet. Mainly it's arts and graphic designs. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go to the description box and check out the links. In 2025, I mostly yap and talk here on YouTube, and I do a bit of vlogs here and there. Last year, I did like a whole vlog for the whole year there. If you want to watch that, there is a playlist as well. But this year, the playlist is just a talking vlog. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I was talking, and it made me think about like how real life that is. I remember when I was like 20 in 2000, I don't know, maybe 2002, 2003, I had a blogger account, and I used to write about my experiences, which probably did not go well, which probably I should not have done, talking about other people and gossiping about other people online. So remember, this was like 23 years ago. Now I was at uni. So I was like, and then the girls that I was talking about online kind of caught a whiff on it. And oh, they bullied me straight away. And I cowered away. I basically shut down that blog and kind of just shot away because I couldn't handle the criticisms, of course. Like, which I think in this particular context, they were not in the wrong. I'm not saying they were in the right, but like, I feel like I should not have talked about other people. And if I did, I probably should have like give their names like fake names or something and privacy so that they don't kind of associate what I'm saying with who they are. So I was young and dumb. Anyway, so that was like my first experience of online bullying. But I think at the same time, I was also like the one that triggered it. I think I didn't use their names, but it was pretty obvious who I was talking about. And the fact that I got a reaction, and the fact that I didn't feed into that reaction, was probably kind of saying who I was. Basically, saying like I'm not into the rage bait type of content creator. But yeah, I've been trying to do and make content ever since I was to a teenager. I think it's not like content. I think it's more like record keeping, and I think it's safer to have a record keeping when there are masses watching you, because you want like multiple eyes on the things that you recorded, because you want like different perspective, and you don't want just like telling one person, because that is just too risky. With one person, they can kind of twist your storyline to fit into the narrative, but if you have like 10 people, they can twist that your storyline into multiple narratives. But you will know, or people of a stranger, when they hear from 10 people, they can construct the main element and the commonalities between those 10 stories that they have twisted into their own version, and derive that's probably the truth with the commonalities between the 10 stories. And that's what I'm after in a lot of ways when I'm recording a lot of this, or when I'm recording like my life on um online, or like into a record, so that people can have different version, but the commonalities are probably the one that is true, and the one that you kind of want to preserve when you record something online. But that's definitely not how you get popular online. To get popular anywhere, you have to be very polarizing. I remember when I was younger and I was like doing sociology, and there was this particular one assignment that I did quite well, mainly because stood my I didn't I picked a side to the argument. I usually don't pick a side. I usually explore two sides in an assignment and an essay. But in this particular instant, I picked a side, and I polarized my opinion into this particular side, and I got a really good feedback, because I was trying to persuade the reader, or in this case the marker of my assignment, for this particular opinion, which I didn't really agree. I just didn't want to explore the other side, because I was too lazy to read the other side. So I just stick to one side, one point of view, and try to persuade the reader, or whoever that marked the assignment, to go on my side. And I think normal people are like that. Normal people like when you are not fair, when you are just sticking to one thing. It's easier for their mind to comprehend. But in normality, my brain doesn't really work that way. And I really hate that, because I feel if my brain is just like to focus on one thing, it's much easier. It's like, with this family vlogger that I was watching, it would be easier if I just hate the main driver of this family vlog, like the rest of the audience that they're like the rest of the audience in the comment, because that means like I can bond with these commenters, and can just like vilify this family and blame this person. But my brain couldn't do that. My brain was like saying, actually, you can't really trust social media, because social media is pretty fake, and if you trust that their relationship is based on what they are portraying on their channel, that means like there's something wrong with you. Because if you are adult, especially if you're a millennial, you've been watching this type of content for like at least 20 years, or like 30 years, ever since you were a teenager. So you should not be bought into this type of thing. Remember, like when I was teenagers, or when I was in my 20s, I was so into reality TV. They're not really reality, they're like scripted, right? Um, it's like Laguna Beach. That was like my main go to. I think I bought DVD of the three DVDs, so three seasons of Laguna Beach. And if I remember correctly, there is no plot really. It's just like a bunch of teenagers hanging out, and then the scenes are changing into the oceans, and then they change the scene again into the kitchen, and they talk about nothing. Like if you watch vlogs in on YouTube, it has more substance. It has more thoughts being discussed. and the script is probably 100 times better. So it was such a junky type of content. Like, it's a junk content. It's like, you're eating junk food. There is no substance whatsoever. But I really liked it because it kind of illustrates this desired lifestyle of living the high life, or living in place where it's so relaxing and it's just you and the beach and the ocean, and you just have to worry about little things that doesn't really matter. And I think that's what social media is about. Like, when you watch this family vlogger, you're trying to portray this idealistic lifestyle or idealistic relationship, which is not necessarily true behind the scene. It's still a production, it's still a show. And I think most people forgot about that. That is a show, even though they are using their life as a content, which I don't recommend at all, because I did like a whole year last year using my life as content, and it was definitely taking a toll into my mental health for sure, but mostly it took a really heavy tolls on my physical health, which I'm still suffering right now. I think like I'm flaring up all throughout this year so far, and it's pretty bad, and I'm just been bedridden a lot. um I guess I just want to say that social media is not real. You should not really believe in it. Even me right now talking to you is a version of me, right? Like, it's not really my real life, where I am mute 99% of the time and I don't open my mouth at all. And I basically use grunting as a medium of communication. It's like, how are you? It's probably how I communicate in my daily life. So don't be fooled with the fact that I'm opening my mouth and talking to a microphone, that I am this talkative in real life. It definitely isn't. But this is definitely a lot easier and takes less physical toll, although it takes more mental load onto my brain, but less physical toll on my body to do this. And I kind of still want to create content, so even though I am running out of ideas, I still try to make things in my brain so that I can deliver it here on the camera. But social media is not real. Just don't believe anything that you watch or see. Just for your own mental health. Just know it's all fake. Even if it's real, it's fake. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys.